Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. Another beautiful, beautiful day here in the mountains of western North Carolina in the spring. You know, if you don't believe there's a God and you don't believe there's a creator, go outside, look around, look at the trees, look at the plants, look at the animals. Think about how all of these things are designed to work together. Really think about that, and if you can't draw the conclusion that there's a God and there's a creator, then there is absolutely something wrong. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We have a lot of folks that reach out to us asking about getting started, and a lot of those folks have a lot of anxiety. They're worried about being successful, they're worried about caring for their animals appropriately, and they've got a lot of trepidation about entering into farming. And so today I've got a couple of examples on how you can do it. Got some things on my mind, and we'll talk about in terms of how you can farm and what that means, and you know what goes into it, and a lot of that kind of thing. So let's go get some chores done. And oh, by the way, stick around to the end. On the last video where we bought those 3 little Hereford steer calves, I had folks leave me a comment about what you thought those weighed. Well, I had not 1, not 2, but 3 people. Y'all gonna break me up in jerky. 3 people hit it on the money. I mean, they got the number right. So hang around to the end. I'll tell you who that was and what those animals ended up weighing all together. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's get some work done on the farm, get some chores done, talk about how you can be successful at farming. Hang out with us for a little bit. Oh, and hit that thumbs up. That means a lot. Please, just go down there and click it right quick. Won't take just a second. So here's a little update on our meat chickens. So these guys are about, man, I wish Sandra was here, about 2 weeks old. We've got them in the brooder. Everybody's looking good, coming along real good. Started with, man, I think it was 60. We've lost 3 or 4, so I think we're about 57. So we've got feeders, drinkers in here. So let's fill them up, get them all tanked up, ready to go for another day. They're doing pretty good. Oh, I've had a number of people send me links or ideas on these little caps. Sandra found them on Amazon. I think it was Amazon. It might have been Agri Supply. My buddy Jim came by our farmer's market yesterday. I'll tell you about our farmer's market here in a minute. Came by the farmer's market yesterday and showed me a link to these. But Sandra ended up finding them and bought about a dozen of them. And again, I don't remember if she bought them on Amazon or if she got them from Agri Supply. But we found the caps. So everybody that sent me comments and ideas on those caps, I sure do appreciate. Oh, hit my head. Sure do appreciate that. But we did find them, and we got plenty of those things now. So we're good on caps. Oh, drop it and turn it back on. There you go. Oh, got to put the lid on, Chuck. What am I thinking? Good gracious. Amateur hour again here at the Sheridan Park Farms. Yep. So yesterday we had our first farmers market of the season down in Clemens, North Carolina. That's our cornerstone market. That's the market that we do the most business at. Had the market yesterday. We don't have one next week, and then it picks up fairly consistently for every Saturday thereafter. They've got a couple of events and weekends that they don't have markets, but that's a totally different story and a totally different rant for a totally different time. But for our friends on Patreon, I'll do a video over there detailing the numbers, how we done, number of sales, average per sale, what sold the most, all that kind of thing, what our gross sales were on each of those products. But we use Patreon kind of as a triage. We get so many emails and Facebook messages and comments here on YouTube and that kind of thing, questions. It's impossible to answer them all. But if you're a member over on Patreon, I promise you I will get to your question. I will answer it for you. So if you'd like to join and find out a little bit more behind the scene kind of stuff and get your questions absolutely answered, I'll leave a link in the description down there. You can join us. We do a special deal if you join us for a year. You can join for a month. We'll answer some questions. We got some freebies and stuff that we give folks. And then we do some behind the scenes stuff, talk about some numbers and things that we just don't put out here on YouTube and Facebook broadly for all the world to see. So if you'd like to join us over there, we appreciate our Patreon followers. Y'all are what keeps these videos going. These cameras, microphones, all that kind of stuff is expensive. And so your contribution over there does absolutely, positively, 100% support the channel in producing more content, more videos, and getting better quality stuff out there. So thank y'all for supporting. If you'd like to join, links in the description down below. All right, let's get those little chicks. Top their feet off here. On your chicks, high quality chick starter. I think we run about a 21 or 22%, maybe a little better, 23 or 24% chick starter. They just get off to a really good start and it makes a big difference in them. All right, so in here in our brooders, in the barn, get this thing open. Got some ducks. Fast little ducks. So these are khaki Campbells, and they are egg ducks. We've had khaki Campbells in the past. You can go back and probably find in some of our old videos from when we were on our other farm down in Greensboro. We had khaki Campbells for eggs. Great egg layers, but these are some nasty, nasty animals. If you've ever had ducks, you know, you can put out a kiddie pond, fill it full of fresh, clean water today, think, oh, they're going to be good for 3 or 4 days. You go back tomorrow and the thing's got an inch of mud in the bottom of it and looks like a sewer. But that's just the way they eat. That's just the way that they do the water. So we're going to give them some fresh water. We'll give them a little food here, but they're doing pretty good. The brooder. Hey Lordy. Couple of baby geese. And then, you know, I've got to admit it, as much as I dislike geese, these sure are cute. Baby gooses. Stupid geese. Good Lord. All right, egg birds. So I will tell you all this. Yesterday at the farmer's market, we sold, I think it was close to 70 dozen eggs. And we'd been saving up for a couple weeks so we would have plenty of eggs to go to the farmer's market with. But our egg chickens have done just absolutely fantastic this spring. I mean, it's amazing. We had gotten down back during winter whenever it was cold. We'd gotten down to where we were only getting, man, 8 or 10 a day out of all of this crowd. And there's about 175, I think, or so in here. Maybe not quite that many, but there's a bunch of egg chickens in here. We'd gotten up in the spring when they got fired up. There was one day I think we had 90 or 95. So they're doing really good. Eggs sold really well yesterday. Eggs have always been a very popular product of ours. It's an easy sell. If you're doing anything in the farming space, particularly on some of this stuff that's a little bit more expensive, maybe a little bit more difficult to move. Beef, pork, and chicken sometimes can be a little more expensive, and folks don't want to make that kind of commitment. If you've got eggs, man, eggs are an easy, cheap commitment to make. Yesterday we did do a throwback opening day special. We sold eggs for $5 a dozen, and we just about sold out. I think I brought home 2 dozen. But anyway, eggs, low cost, cheap, easy investment for a customer to make. Good way to get in the door with them. Good way for them to figure out who you are, learn about your products, try something that you've got. Everybody knows what to do with eggs. And then they like your eggs. They'll come back next week, maybe get a dozen eggs, pack of sausage, dozen eggs, pack of ground beef, dozen eggs, pack of chicken. And eventually, as they try more and more stuff, you will build a customer, you will build a loyal customer who comes to you for their meat shopping. So eggs, great gateway product. If you're not doing eggs, probably a good idea to get into that. I had somebody ask me one time, why do you say stupid geese? Because these stupid things will not shut up. You try to film a video, you get anywhere near them, hush! That's all they do, just honk, make a terrible racket. And then they do that. They want to hiss, run at you. They'll pinch the devil out of you too. They'll pinch the snot out of you. Colorful bunch. Colorful bunch. Man, everybody looking so good. Got good participation this morning. Got a bunch in the nest boxes. I don't know if y'all saw or not when I first came out. A couple of these roosting bars, or these blocker bars, are up like this. You know, we close these boxes off at night so they can't get up there and lay in them. They'll poop where they sleep. But they'll still knock them down in the morning when they're ready to get in there and lay. And, let's see if we can find one here that don't have chicken in it. So by closing these nest boxes up at night, I'm just grabbing one right here, not letting them sleep in them. A lot of people talk about nasty eggs, dirty eggs, and that kind of thing. Right there it is. I mean, that's just an egg that I've just pulled right out of the box. Not cleaned it, not touched it, nothing. And look at that. I mean, it's pristine. There's no poo whatsoever on that. So don't let these chickens be sleeping in their nest boxes, and you'll get good, clean eggs. That's all it takes. A little bit of management. You don't need to go buy some product that somebody's hawking. All that does is that props up your management. It's a crutch. Take care of your birds, keep your nest boxes clean, and you'll have clean eggs. All right, I'm not gonna show it, but one of the reasons, I've done a video on this in the past, one of the reasons I like these Suscovich style A-frame chicken tractors as opposed to the Joel Salatin style that's flat top is I had a dead chicken in there this morning. And so it's much easier for me to just open the door and walk in and get that bird out than it is to either leave it laying and run over it with the tractor, with the mobile coop, broiler pen, whatever he calls it. It's much easier just to walk in there and get it than to either roll over it or get down on my hands and knees and crawl through manure to fetch that bird out. We don't have a whole lot of dead birds in these, but whenever you do, that's just a piece of the management that I like. So that's why we elect to use these over the others. And then as I'm moving, I can see every bird in there. So I know where every bird is. If somebody gets, like that right there, somebody gets too close to the back and I'm about to run over them, I can see them and I know to stop. And so it's a little bit safer for the birds, and I just think it works a little better. Too close to the back and I'm about to run over them, I can see them and I know to stop. And so it's a little bit safer for the birds, and I just think it works a little better. Back up. All right, there's meat chickens. Step up here and look at them. Don't remember the age on these, but just looking at them, y'all, they've got probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks to go, and they'll be ready. I mean, these birds, they're looking really good. You think about how fast they grow over the course of a week. Like I say, a week, 2 weeks max, and they will be prepared to go to the butcher. A couple things y'all may have noticed. We're not day ranging these birds. Reason being, first night that we came out with these, came out the next morning and had a couple of holes that were dug around the back corners of the tractors. And in one coop one tractor had a hole like in these areas right in here along the back side, along the edge. One tractor I had one chicken dead, one chicken injured, and the best I can count, about 5 just absolutely gone, missing. So we lost, you know, let's see, 5, 6, 7. We've lost about 8 since we came out here. But I set up a camera over here and ran a continuous shot on it just to see how long it would take me. Of course, now I stopped and talked, and I've got a fairly inefficient water system right now, but you know, we could make that better. But I took care of about 100 birds, and it was right at 12 minutes. Right at 12 minutes. So 4 minutes per tractor to feed, to water, and to move these birds. If you were doing this on a homestead scale, let's say you had one tractor that you had, these have got about 35. They're supposed to have about 35 in them. That's about as many as you want to put in one of these. If you were doing this on a home scale, backyard, small deal, feeding you, maybe another small family, another couple members of your family, and you were doing one of these, you could feed, water, and move these birds in 4 minutes. That's nothing. That is nothing out of your day to be able to know where your food comes from, what your chickens are being fed, to get a much superior product than what you're going to get in the grocery store. I mean, look at these birds. They are just happy as clams. They're in clean bedding. So we just came off of this, a little bit of manure pack. You can see we've got manure back through here where we've been moving every day. But these birds get their, I mean, think about this. Think about this. Think about it like from this perspective. These birds have a handcrafted home with a vaulted ceiling, a beautiful view, room service, food and water is brought to them every day. They get their linens changed. They get new bedding every single day. I mean, these chickens live better than I do. I mean, nobody changes my bed every day. You know, yeah, I've got a good view and all that kind of thing. I don't live in a handcrafted home. I've got a roof over my head, but these birds have got it made. So if you want 200% better chicken than what you're going to get in the grocery store in under 4 minutes a day. So let's say they're out on pasture. I'm going to try to do math on camera. They're out on pasture for 6 weeks, 4 minutes a day, times 7 days, that's 28 minutes, times, that's 120. You're looking at a little over an hour and a half over the course of the life of these birds to manage them daily. That's a what a deal. That is a what a deal. So anyway, get you some chickens. Anybody can do this. If I can, anybody can do it. You know, feed, water, super simple. Moves, takes just a second to do it. And you end up with much, much better chicken. So if you're thinking about it, just build you one of these. Build you one of them and try it. If you don't like it, you can sell it on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. I've bought them used from people that built them, decided they didn't like it or was getting out of the business. I bought them used. I mean, you can, and paid, you know, pretty good price for them. But yeah, low cost investment, low cost on your daily time, daily effort, and look what you get in exchange. Some fantastic meat in your freezer. All right, came up to check on the cows, and I've got one of those new little Hereford boys. Noticed he is, oh, I need to pee. He's up here on the upper side of the fence. What are you doing up there, Goob? Right here's the fence. I've got this thing, I checked it when we moved up here yesterday afternoon, running about 6,000. It's good and hot. So I don't know what his problem is, why he's Anyway, he's on the other side. I'm not too worried about it. Cows, they're in the field up here right behind the house. They were just on the other side of those pines yesterday. Little field back there behind, that's the chicken processing building. Little field back there, broken into 2 paddocks. Gave them each paddock for a day. They done a real nice job on it and brought them over here. Ended up, I gave them just a little bit too much. They've worked real good up here on top, but down towards the bottom near the fence, they've not gone down there and done much with that. So anyway, I'm gonna leave them for another day on this. And then they'll rotate up to this area up here. They'll have this for a day, maybe 2. We'll see how it goes. And then they'll go back up in there, y'all. That's way back up in behind the shop. But everybody here's looking pretty good. On the last video that we put out, we bought these 3 little Herefords right here, and I had folks submit comments on what they thought they ended up weighing. I had 3 folks, I'm sorry I don't have your names, I'm gonna post them on the screen right here. Had 3 folks to get the number right. I mean, spot on the money. And these 3 cows ended up weighing, 3 steers, excuse me, to be accurate. These 3 steers weighed 1,820 pounds. So, real pleased with that. Hope to finish them out probably, maybe into this year. We'll probably be more likely beginning of next year, but that's fine. We need something here to eat some grass and that kind of thing. So real tickled with them. They look good, they're doing well, they're learning to move good. They've integrated with the herd pretty good. Not a lot of pushing, not a lot of shoving. Every time we've moved from one paddock to the next, they've done pretty good. They had a little problem yesterday. Of course, they were coming along a little bit of a wet area, coming across a little bit of a wet area, and they were a little bit skittish to do that. But overall, the cows are looking good. Really enjoy how, you know, these are just such peaceful animals. I mean, they don't put up a whole lot of fuss. They're very quiet. It's nice being out here with them. They're just a joy to have. Love seeing what they do with the ground, with the grass, and how having cows on this farm has really improved the quality of our grass, the quality of the soil over the past couple of years. So real pleased with them. Let me see if I can get this guy across by myself. I may have to call Sonder, but might be able to get him across. Let's try and see what happens. I'm not gonna film that. Okay, I got him. I laid down one of the posts and then got behind him, put a little pressure on him in the right direction, and he went right across. So we got them all 3 back over here. Like I said, 1,820 pounds. I'll post the individuals that guessed that here on the screen. Send me an email. Let me know who you are, address, and we'll get you a pack of jerky. And y'all keep coming back and watching. I'll do that from time to time. We'll do these little contests, and we can send a little something out and that sort of thing. But boy, Big Red looks pretty. By the way, if you're still with us, be sure and hit that thumbs up. That means something. That really helps the videos out. So leave me a thumbs up on this thing. I sure would appreciate it. Let's go down the shop. We'll wrap this thing up. Boy, ain't they pretty? I'm liking them. I'm really liking them. All right, there it is. Man, we got a lot going on. Spring is here. Everything's turning green. You know, we're just so blessed to be here on this piece of ground that the good Lord has entrusted with us to care for and try to improve. And, you know, our goal is to leave it better for the next generation, the next owners, the next farmers, whoever it is, whatever that ends up looking like in the years to come. Leave it in a better condition than what we found it in, and we found it in pretty good shape. So we've just been so blessed. Sandra and I were talking about the other night. You know, we got our first animals the 2nd week of February in 2018, so we've been at this thing for a little over 7 years now. And one thing we've discovered is, you know, it's just such a quantum leap from what we started with to where we are now. It's amazing to think about what's happened in those 7 years. We go back and watch old videos and look at old pictures and things, and it's like, man, can you believe we've done that? Or we were here, we were there, and, you know, where we're at now. We've been so blessed to get where we are and to do what we're doing and all that kind of thing. And farming, you know, if you're going to do this, it's a commitment. You know, it's not really something that you can do part-time, and it's not really something that you can, you know, do just kind of when you want to or when it's convenient. You got to be out here when, you know, the sun is blazing hot and it's 100 degrees, and you got to be out here when it's, you know, 20 degrees below zero and you're trying to get water flowing or hatch piglets out, or, you know, whatever you're doing. It's just such a commitment. And what we found is that over that time, over that 7 years, you build this body of work, this history. You put together this story of things that have happened over time. I don't know that I'm expressing that really well, but you know, we've got memories now of where we were, things that we've done, mistakes that we've made that help us today. And it's like I was listening to something the other day. It was a podcast. They were talking about a flywheel. And early on, those really small flywheels, you just got to keep cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. But over time, as you put more material on that flywheel and it gets better, gets bigger, and it gets more weight, that turn doesn't take quite as much energy to get as much momentum. And farming seems a lot like that. Early on, it was crank, 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 crank for every dollar that we made, every animal that we raised, everything that we processed. I mean, everything was just such a struggle. And now we've got some momentum. And while it's still a lot of work, it's not near as much struggle as it was. And I think sometimes folks give up too quick. You give up right before that momentum starts. And you know, we still have those days. We have these days when we feel like, you know, we're ready to give up, we're ready to quit. But then at the same time, you feel like, man, you're just on the edge. You're just on the verge of something big happening. And so you crank a little bit more, you crank a little bit harder. And the next thing you know, you've had 2 customers reach out that want to buy a whole cow next month. And it's a very satisfying feeling to be able to get that momentum and get things moving. But I think the core message, like I was talking about when we were out there doing those chicken chores a while ago, if you want to do this, you can do it. It's not impossible. It doesn't take a whole lot of genius. Lord knows if I can do it, anybody can. Don't take a whole lot of genius to do it. But it does take some persistency, some hard work, some sweat, some blood, some inconvenience, and some time. So if you're interested in farming, you're interested in this lifestyle, in this business, because, you know, agriculture is a business. I mean, it is what it is. But if you're interested in this, you can do it. Just be prepared. There's going to be some sacrifices early on to get that big flywheel turning and get some momentum on it. But you can do it. It's not impossible, but it's hard. So, like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks. For those of you that are friends over on Patreon, I'll post a link over. Well, let's do this. So we had our first. Let's get in the sun, man. Where's the sun at? How can I get myself in the sun? But if you want to know exactly that, but at any rate, I mean, you know, we're out here every day. That sounds awful. All right, oh, man, I don't want to. Not a whole lot of self-confidence in doing it, and I'm not saying that right. Typically do well, but I'm saying this awful. Try it again. And oh yeah, if anything can do it, I can do it. Yeah. Daggone, I'm just.
Soul searching, fall apart, tunnel vision.